The future of Star Wars is here. As you probably know by now, Lucasfilm announced a new movie that's most likely coming in 2025 in which Daisy Ridley is returning as Rey Skywalker. And honestly, I couldn't be more excited. This feels like a great direction to take the franchise, but there's a lot of things to talk about, so let's dig in. What's up everyone, and welcome back to Jones Vibes. If you're new to my channel, I talk about all things movies and television, and I'm also one with the Force, and the Force is with me, which is pretty cool. But we have new Star Wars films, ladies and gentlemen, and today I specifically want to talk about the one that was announced with Rey. Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy is directing this film, and with her work on Ms. Marvel, it has me very excited. You can see in that show, she has a great way of showcasing and hyper-focusing on emotion, and so that's something that I'm looking forward to the most. It's also being written by Steven Knight, the creator of Peaky Blinders, and if you've seen that show, I think it's safe to say that we're in good hands. I also wonder if the wardrobe is gonna carry over from Peaky Blinders. That'd be pretty cool to see all these Star Wars characters but in dope suits that are fitted. Or not. But truthfully, there have been a lot of theories and speculative posts regarding this movie, and as always, it's hard to know what to trust and what not to. You might know that Damon Lindelof was originally writing this script and even had a full writer's room involved, but he was removed from the project. He actually opened up a bit recently with some comments from a piece in Esquire, and he said, "I was in more than talks to join the Star Wars universe. I joined the Star Wars universe and was asked to leave." He also went on to say that it was a true labor of love and that there would still be a new film, but unfortunately not with me. But this next bit is the key part, and it makes me think that things are not nearly as dramatic as people are saying. He said, "Will I get back in line outside the club and try to get back in again? Absolutely." And then he said, "If at first you don't succeed, try and try again. Or again try," as Yoda would say. So that is very interesting, and it does make us have to note that a lot of the ideas that are coming with this movie were probably thought of, or at least brainstormed, in that writer's room. And as for the plot of his movie, it was also mentioned in the beginning of that article. It says, Lindelof's script had an elderly Rey training 2 new Jedi Knights, one of whom would be played by Watchmen star Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. And personally, I am very happy that this is not the direction that they're heading in. We just had an older Luke Skywalker training a young Rey in The Last Jedi, and even though I'm sure it could have been cool, I want to see a younger Rey in control of her abilities, guiding the next generation of Jedi. I'm also absolutely positive that no casting decisions had already been made with that mention there of Yahya. Someone also mentioned that they were looking at Helen Mirren for older Rey, which I don't really believe as well. But again, I'm happy that they're not going in that direction because Daisy Ridley is the perfect age right now, and there's also just a lot to expand on with her powers and with what she's been going through post Rise of Skywalker. Rey started as a young girl looking up to the sky for answers, only to ultimately find out that she literally comes from the most evil person in the galaxy. She made it through though, and overcame and resolved the Palpatine and Skywalker saga. But that still is a lot to deal with. And so besides a Skywalker, I'm very curious to see who she came out on the other side as. But also, she is not the main character, apparently. I think it's still gonna revolve around a couple of students, and this is interesting because this can really set us in a new direction. A couple of young, new characters for us to get to know and follow. Honestly, I've always hoped that they could do something resembling Han and Leia's twins from Legends. Jason and Jaina are so dope, and I know canon decided to go with Ben Solo, who is close to my favorite Star Wars character of all time. So I'm not mad that they did that, but this is a huge opportunity to do something like that. The other rumor is that John Boyega is quote-unquote possibly returning, which I think would be great. Again, this is just a rumor, but I will say that even though I am a fan of Finn's arc in the sequel trilogy, I was really wanting and hoping a bit more of that Force sensitivity to come through, especially, it was hinted at so much in The Rise of Skywalker. So this is another opportunity to expand on something else. Is he a Jedi now? What do you guys think? I know that Finn's arc throughout the trilogy is kind of a heavily debated topic, as well as John Boyega has made some comments in the past about whether or not he would ever return to Star Wars, and kind of made it seem like he wouldn't, but it's something that I would be very, very excited to see because I feel like that character specifically has a lot of unfinished business. Regardless though, there's been no official announcement, and I really trust no one until there is an official announcement. I'm also just not the type that believes every single thing that I hear, so it's more of a believe it when I see it type thing. But like it or not, this this is the movie that we are getting. And in a sense, it's kind of like in episode 10. And even though Kathleen Kennedy said herself that this will just be a standalone, I'd imagine if it makes $1 billion like all 3 of the sequels did, this will probably be turned into a trilogy. So, what do you think's gonna happen? This gets my gears turning. Like, where do you think the story's gonna go? She's training a new Jedi Order, and with the final, well, I hope, the final defeat of Palpatine, it's not like the galaxy is now just devoid of evil. 15 years is a long time, so I'd imagine that there is some evil lurking somewhere out there. Personally, I don't think that the Sith need to return in any way, but maybe some sort of new enemy. I'd obviously want them to be wielding red lightsabers, and also I'm really just hoping for a lot more lightsaber action. Maybe a mixing of the prequels and sequels would be nice, because it seems like since the original trilogy, the prequels tuned it way up, and then the sequels tuned it way down. I'm also just hoping for more exploration of different parts of the galaxy. That's what's exciting to me. Different landscapes and different stories. It's something that, although it's not canon, Star Wars Visions has done really well, and it's why I love it so much. My favorite episode is probably The Elder, and to see something like that would be so cool. Just unique and fresh storytelling, and I think that's what Star Wars needs right now, a fresh start. And they're set up for success, like they have every base covered right now. If you're looking for after Return of the Jedi, but before sequel stuff, we're getting it. If you're looking for Old Republic stuff, we're getting it. And so I think that a lot of fans are gonna be satisfied by that. Star Wars is really what you make of it, and I believe, I mean, honestly, I know that we are living in the best possible time to be Star Wars fans. And I've seen this echoed from a lot of different people on Reddit threads and from fan communities. There's just so much to look forward to, and there really is something for everybody. But as always, let me know your thoughts below about this Rey movie. There's a lot to speculate about. Also, if you could, please give this video a like if you enjoy the content. It's a free way to show your support, and it also helps the channel enormously. If you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button because I have a lot more Star Wars content on the way. But we finally have a new Star Wars movie announced, but will it be good? I guess we'll see.